Yes, sir. Let's get it. It's your boy West Coast. Your boy Law Nation.
Yeah.
The nation in the building, man. You guys already know what it is. It's Tuesday. Your boy West Coast, man. I got a new theme song, man. Gonna let it play for a little bit. Because in 2023, man, we giving that juice, man. We giving that sauce, you feel me? And that's what it is, man. And then we gonna laugh like this. You feel me? That's how we gonna do it. Just like that. And we gonna laugh off just like that. You feel me? Hey, man, what's up with you, Law? How you doing today, man?
Man, well, man, with 2 L's, man. All good. Can't complain. You know how it goes.
I heard that, man. Hey, while everybody get an opportunity to get up in here, make sure you guys hit that share button, man. Hit that share button. You feel me? We got a couple more minutes before we get into the show. So make sure y'all hit that star button. You feel me? You guys already know what it is, man. Let's go, man. Let me get these thumbnails up real quick. Tell a friend. Yes, tell a friend. It's your boy West Coast and the nation. Let's go. Let's go. Law, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Hey, the Cowboys made some moves. Now it's just smooth selling into the actual draft season so that we can get things going, man.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Yes, sir, man. I love it, man. I love it. Well, let's go, man. Hey, I got the thumbnails updated. We about to jump into it. Let's go, man. Let's go. If you haven't already, let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, it is your boy West Coast, and listen to me, man. I got the nation in the building. I got Law Nation in the building from Law Nation Sports. What's up with you, man?
Oh, man, all is well, man. I can't complain, man. Just taking it one day at a time, one movement at a time. It's just how it goes.
I'm gonna tell you like this: even if you did complain, man, the rule, the word on the street is they ain't listening anyway.
Right. They definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody listening anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well keep them excuses to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you guys already know, man. You guys already know this. What we do here, it takes a lot of time, but hey, it also takes a monetary means. You know what I'm saying? And what does that monetary means? That monetary means is y'all, man. It's y'all. And who is that? The nation, you guys. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now, what I'm about to do, because you guys already know whenever West Coast goes live, whenever any independent content creator goes live, you guys already know your part in all of this. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to hit that share button and you're supposed to hit that star button. You feel me? Now, what do we do with the shares and the stars and the super chat if you're on YouTube? What do we do? What do we do with those super chats and stars? I'm going to tell y'all what we do. We fund content like this, and we can make sure that it continues to grow. Your boy West Coast is going out there to the draft to cover the draft. Shoot, Law Nation is coming out here for training camp. He going to be in the building, you feel me? All them super chats and all them stars, they go to things like that. Why? Because we have already realized, say, man, we've been getting sold some wolf tickets by the 4-letter networks for the last years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Law Nation, I'm a grown man, dog. I'm a grown man, dog. I want that real now, man.
Yes, indeed. So you ever notice, man, when you do things on your own, you have your independency. But when you are forced to do things with someone else, you don't have that IP. You have to have their say so, and then you have to say, okay, I got to cover this way. I got to say it that way. But when you go out there independently, and plus when you have the background of the nation behind you, and that means Cowboy Nation supporting you, you can spit your mind. You can give them the real, raw, and uncut. And what the 4-letter, the 3-letter networks are realizing and understanding that the independent voice is the loudest.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If Law wasn't independent, you know they make him cut his beard. Y'all know that, right?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, they make me cut this off. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell y'all that right now, man. They made Law on that beard got to go. It got to go. It's just not HR. You feel me? We don't want to see. Listen to me. We don't want to see Law without no beard. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. You feel me?
Indeed.
So I need y'all to do y'all do and do what y'all always do, and that is support the content by hitting the share button and hitting that star button. You feel me? Yes, so listen, we about to go through here. I'm about to say what's up to everybody that's saying what's up to me. And then after I do that, Law Nation gonna show. Actually, I can shout some people out right now. I'm looking at them. What's up, Chris Graham? I see you. What's up with you, the lonely casual gamer? You probably a gangster too, though. What up, Sadiq Charles? What's up, Sadiq? Hey, man, I ain't even gonna lie. If this was anybody in Law Nation, I'd be like, you cheating on me. But since it's Law Nation, I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna trip. I ain't gonna trip. You know what I'm saying? He must got 2 phones. I ain't gonna trip. Mike Burns, what's up with you, Mike Barnes? Jaslyn Powell, what's up with you? And Pedro Perskinski 84, what's up with you, man?
Skinsky.
Appreciate you, everybody over there. Hey, man, also, listen to me. We got a gang of people watching on Facebook over here on for West Coast. I got my boy Damian White. Appreciate you for keeping these lights on. My boy, hit that star button. Roger Smith, hit that share button. Appreciate you, my dog. Frederick, what's up with you, sir? Chris Castile, what's up with you, my guy? Who else we got over here on YouTube? Corey to the max. What's up with your boy? DP Johnson, Regina with the green. What's up with, she put an E at the end of her name. Lamont, what's up with you? I know it's special when they put that E at the end. Yeah. We got Blaze One Sports in the building too. And also, man, I need y'all to go over because Law Nation currently right now is at 98,000 supporters. My dude is literally 98,000.1. He is 1,100 supporters away from hitting 100,000 supporters on one platform. That is a major milestone, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to be a part of that. You feel me? So until he hits that 100 band, I'm gonna need everybody on West Coast Cowboy to go over there and hit that subscribe button to my boy Law Nation, so that we can. So when he on that boat, because I saw your little 90,000 video on the boat, just
yeah. On the yacht, man. You know what I mean? I got keys. You know what I'm saying? From overseas.
When you hit that 100 band, you're gonna have to think about West Coast because I'm gonna be a part of that. You feel?
Yeah, let's get it, man. Shoot. And then from there we try to aim even higher, man. So I appreciate the love and adulations, man. So you're not that far away as well on the YouTube, on the Facebook group, right?
So I'm at 70,000 on the
70K
Facebook.
on that thing, man. And I already know your reach is longer than that. So I mean, because we had to start and start back again and start it over and start back again. But hey, this is what we do, man. We content kings over here, man, in all respective platforms. I really appreciate it. Let's go. Let's get it.
Say, man, you brought back a memory, man. You brought back memories, man, of just going live, getting your live deleted, and just not even knowing why, man. Like,
right, yeah,
like old get your page to 60,000 followers and get deleted because you posted something that you always post.
Right. Technically, we was the guinea pig for Facebook.
Facts.
Right. Technically, Facebook owe us more than what they paid us. You know what I'm saying? Well, what they giving us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. I always tell people I know exactly the first day that Facebook had their live program because the first day that Facebook had a live program, I went live.
Right.
the very first day I went live. I didn't know what I was doing, and nobody was watching but myself. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. But I'm gonna tell y'all this right now: the whole world is watching these Cowboys, man, exactly what Jerry Jones wants it to be. And you know, I like to start off this show with a little bit of rumors, you know what I'm saying? Because listen to me, we are almost to the suck. And what is the suck? The suck is those months between May and June when it's just gonna absolutely suck. Why? Because you ain't gonna have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about this Derrick Henry for a little bit, but we're gonna push that. That's really like the suck subject. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, ask me who your favorite player is. Wait, ask me that in Jan and ask me that in like May. You know what I'm saying? I give you a whole show on who my favorite Dallas Cowboy is. But right now we got stuff to talk about. So no, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. The nation gonna give his. I gotta get that soundbite. Law Nation gonna give his thoughts on it, and then we gonna move the hell on to some realistic stuff. You feel me? And shout out Chris that steal with that 500 stars over there, OG. I appreciate you, man.
Ooh, appreciate
that. Real quick, man, what you think about big old Derrick Henry, old Alabama?
Bama roll tide, baby. Now he did have 1,500 yards last season. He had 13 touchdowns, and he one season before that, you know, he had 2,027 yards and over 16 touchdowns. So he's a beast now. He's right here in Dallas as of today, and he's been working out with Sanders Fit. And I know that he wanted to represent the star. He wanted the Cowboys to draft them, but he can want all of the things he wants. Right now, Trump want to be free, but Trump is in almost going to go to jail over here. He about to be locked up. And so you can want a lot of things, but the reality of it is we got John Stephen Jones, who will be the final say. And I don't think that the Cowboys are going to give up draft capital before the draft to get a Derrick Henry, who's 28 to 29 years of age, that they probably can be sitting there saying that they can draft their version of Derrick Henry or some variations of Derrick Henry in this draft. So they would not put the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah, man. And I know right about now, Trump is probably wishing that he would have released it like some governor or something. Because releasing Kodak Black and Lil Wayne, if you go to jail, they not gonna be able to help you none.
Right.
So I'm just saying it's good to have friends, but maybe he should have picked better friends. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, indeed, man. You got 34 felony counts, man. Allegedly. Well, alleged. I'm putting alleged because I don't want Trump people to come out of.
For real, man.
34 of them, man. That's a lot, man. Come on, Trump.
Deshaun Watson, that boy. God damn, Trump.
Yeah,
like,
indeed, man. That's what Trump did.
Damn. For real. Hey, for real. Hey, he got so many charges, he gonna have a free Trump logo in a minute.
Free Trump.
Like, dang, 34 charges, man. Come on. He might have did 18, but 34. God dang, bro.
All I want to say is, hey, Trump, man, just slide your boy by like well, maybe about 100 mil. You know, I take good care of it over here, man.
Damn. Damn. For real. Yeah. They got my good Trump locked up like what? But hey, man, for real though. But you know, the Dallas Cowboys, man. Let's talk about this Derrick Henry for a little bit, man, because Derrick Henry, I need y'all to first off, before y'all put these names out there, we have to be the nation that takes our time and gives our research. So when you walk up on somebody, you're a nice young man, you got your nice shirt on, you're looking fly, you see a nice lady, you see her, you walk up to her, what you gonna do? You gonna check that ring finger. Oh, she got she ain't got no ring finger. Oh, okay. Okay. She cool. Right. Listen to me. When you look at these guys that they say these names, the first thing you need to do is check their ring finger. Do they actually have a ring on their finger? Derrick Henry. Is Derrick Henry currently married to an organization?
Yep.
Yes. So that means you're going to have to do what? That means you're going to have to get him all the way divorced. Now, what are the requirements of a divorce of a player like Derrick Henry? Now, you guys got to remember, Derrick Henry looks a lot like the person you just got rid of contractually.
Yeah, from a contract standpoint, yes.
Contract standpoint, he looks almost identical. And a little tidbit that a lot of people don't know is Derrick Henry is actually older than Zeke. You might hit that.
Yeah, he's 29, man. For your mind,
I want to hit that damn on that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
damn. He 29. So you think about, you just got out of this situation with Zeke, and then you just go. If I was a relationship therapist, I would say, this relationship kind of looks like the last relationship you were in. And how did that turn out? I don't know if I would suggest this. I don't think the Cowboys are interested in trading for anybody, to be honest with you. Why? Because it's April 4th, 2023. I think the Dallas Cowboys are full head steam on the draft. And think about this, Law. If you're going to trade for a guy like Derrick Henry, the best time to get a best deal is before the draft. And show you guys something, a little tidbit. I love y'all, but we ain't really got nothing that nobody really wants, because ain't nobody want the 26 pick. And the players that we would want to that the team would want are players that we're not going to want to trade, because you guys know the number one rule in trading players is this: you can only trade players that people want. Like a lot of times we'd be like, give him Kelvin Joseph, give him Anthony Brown, give him Noah Brown. Give me Hopkins. No, they don't want those. They want the people that you actually want, the guys that you actually want to build an organization. They want listen, this is a basketball term, but I think everybody's going to get it. They want the Jordan Pooles of your team. Yeah, that's what they want.
Poole is nice. Yeah, it takes two to tango. And I don't think that, right now the Cowboys bloodline will be the draft. And the Cowboys really covet the draft pick, so they really don't want to get rid of draft picks. Unless it's a comp pick or unless it's a late round draft pick. But far as the first round, second round, third round, they covet those picks. So the Cowboys will be looking at it like, man, I would not trade for Derrick Henry for the first or the second or third. Now, there are some other people out there that I would like for the Cowboys to entertain with draft pick. There's a guy by the name of Jeffrey Simmons. He will be a good pickup for us. I think that would be the final piece of the Infinity Stone or whatever, the Thanos stones that he was looking for in that movie. You know what I'm saying? That would really solidify the defense, having a big boy down inside. But I think that the news that Bill Barnwell for ESPN wrote up about.
Have you been linked to anything?
Yeah. Bill Barnwell, he linked the news about Derrick Henry. I think that, like you said, it's the lion season, right? It's the suck season. So
Yeah.
what they trying to do is they're trying to fill in all of the loose ends that they can to make speculations. And he said that piece, and then Mike Fisher ran off and ran with the plug with it, and now it's hot news. So that's how that went, far as Derrick Henry. But I don't think Derrick Henry will be traded, nor be gone, nor Jeffrey Simmons, nor Kevin Byard. None of those guys are moving on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these running backs are just getting. I mean, Zeke was really like the only one that really got moved on. Everybody else just redid their deal or signed franchise tags. I mean, Miles Sanders went to New Orleans, but I don't think he wasn't a running back that I would put in that group. But I'm saying like the big group of the big guys, like the Saquons, the Zekes, the Derrick Henrys. Most of those guys have stayed where they were. They just took lesser deals. The Dallas Cowboys they're really the only ones that actually released their running back instead of actually offering him a deal. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
could it have been different if Tony Pollard wouldn't, if Tony Pollard wasn't here, it would have been different. It probably should have been. We
Oh
probably
yeah, if Pollard wasn't here, then you would have to make some type of acquisition, or you would have to keep Zeke, right? If Tony Pollard wasn't here, so the whole key piece of keeping Tony Pollard was, hey, we're going to pay this man 10 milli, and then we're going to go into this draft and see if we can add a piece to it. Now Zeke, after the draft, they may give him a phone call, or another team may give him a phone call after the draft, depending on how the draft roll.
Yeah, because I mean, because this is the thing. Jerry Jones said that if the Dallas Cowboys ever got into, and basically if the Cowboys got into a need, and there was a situation, basically, that if he was still available, that they wouldn't close the door on that. Basically saying if the Cowboys were in need and Zeke was available, they would definitely, not rule that out, right?
Yeah.
But my question is this, Jerry. My comeback to Jerry is this: it took you to week 13 to realize you needed another wide receiver, because that's when we went and got T.Y. Hilton. So are you saying you're gonna wait till like week 12 or 13 before you realize this isn't working, or it is working? Like, because realistically, if he's saying something to the fact of we're gonna wait to see if we need, well, how many games does it take to see if you actually need? Because the wide receiver, it took him 13 games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is, man. The philosophy is still the philosophy. Think about it. There's nothing new under the sun with the Cowboys. In 2018, they went with the philosophy of wide receiver by committee. They went with tight end by committee as well. So they got rid of Dez Bryant, right? They went in there with a bunch of guys that was undrafted, with really only one guy that was drafted that year, and his name was Michael Gallup. And then the only other tight end that we knew of was what? At the time, Jeff Swain, Blake Jarwin, he had a pretty decent year, what have you. Jason Witten, I think he either retired, went to ESPN. So we were playing pretty much musical chairs with both of those spots. And then when it was 3-5, the Cowboys were losing, and he was pretty much ready to put the axe to Dak Prescott as well as with Jason Garrett. Then they said, let's throw a Hail Mary. Let's go ahead and get rid of that first round draft pick and bring in Amari Cooper. And man, when I tell you that changed everything for us, it did. And the Cowboys resort back to that same philosophy. Just last year, they got rid of Amari Cooper and they elevated CeeDee Lamb with the unknowns, with Noah Brown, as well as with the Michael Gallup coming back from a ACL surgery. So I think that the Cowboys, they will probably lean on doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, my philosophy around the running back right now, honestly, if you're going into the draft, you're actually looking for a running back to replace Tony Pollard, because if you gave him the franchise tag this year, $10 million.
True.
Tony Pollard's going to be a year older next year, so then he's basically in the same boat as Zeke. Like, if you didn't think it made sense to give Zeke his deal, if you're going to look at, because you got to think, when you give someone a 3 to 4 year deal, you got to go back 3 to 4 years of production. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to give someone a 5-year, 4-year deal based off of 1 year production. That's not how it works in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
next year, you franchise tag them. So one would think that the Dallas Cowboys are going into this draft with the thought of thinking that you are going to be drafting a guy that could possibly replace Tony Pollard, so that you don't have to necessarily pay him next year, or if there's a diminishment in his skill set next year. Because, as a business owner, we always are going to assume or not assume, we're always going to hope for the best, but you're also going to plan. You're going to what they say. You're going to plan for war and hope for peace. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's all. That's just what it has to come down in business. So if I'm going to this draft right now, my thoughts right now as a young running back, that Tony Pollard is now my bridge for that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Tony Pollard for $10 million is going to be my bridge for this next guy. So I definitely believe that, I've kind of said this, but I think the Cowboys are now a single back running back system because you don't have two dominant running backs. Now, Stephen Jones did say that he would like to find a young, a power back. It's crazy how he was literally describing Ezekiel Elliott and what he wanted to compete with Tony Pollard. Neither here or there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he literally described Zeke, but for them, I think they can definitely get a guy like that. If they're just looking for a power back and things like that, I think that knocks out the guy Bijan Robinson, because if you're looking for a guy to just complement another guy, you don't draft a guy like that in the first round.
Ooh, man, you spitting some real fire, man. If I'd have known that, I would have brought an umbrella. because it goes all the way back to my guy Boss Cowboy Sports and his analysis on how the Cowboys draft. By the way, he coined this, that the Cowboys don't draft to complement, they draft to replace. Law, do you have any truth to what Boss is saying? You remember they drafted Taco Charlton not just to complement D-Law, they drafted him to replace D-Law. And that's when D-Law said, you know what? Let me get my act together. And then he had 14 sacks. Then he had 11 sacks the next year. And then he got paid or what have you. So when they drafted Trayvon Diggs, they didn't draft Trayvon Diggs to be with Byron Jones, right? Byron Jones gone. So they drafted Trayvon Diggs to replace Byron Jones. And they looked at my guy Cheeto Awuzie and they said, all right, it is what it is with him. Let's see what he looked like. He got hurt that year. It was Trayvon Diggs and Anthony Brown. See, they didn't draft those guys to complement each other. So now when we fast forward to the year 2023, will they draft the guy to complement Tony Pollard's skill set? No. Why? Because of what you just said. You just said that, hey, basically, when you look at everything, if they really liked TP, then they would have gave him a 3-year contract, or at least at minimum a 2-year contract. Nah, they finna go into this draft to replace him, because even if TP play like he played last year or the year before that or the year before that, do that change his price?
Honestly, probably no.
No, it don't change his asking price.
You know why? Because I can always franchise tag you again.
There you go.
So, and that's the dilemma that Tony Pollard, it's almost like his success is going to be his downfall. You know what I'm saying? But then his lack of success will also be his downfall. This is for the Dallas Cowboys. For Tony Pollard, this is just a free year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to cost you $10 million. But it's like if he plays, if he say he gets an MVP, bro, you can franchise tag him.
Yeah. Because now you're gonna want to. Now if TP runs for, like, let's say 1,400 yards, and let's say he do 17 touchdowns, right? Yeah. What they gonna say now? You know what I'm saying? Is he worth the 16 million? You know, is he worth? Who's the highest paid running back now?
Shoot, probably
Christian McCaffrey or more
at APY, because he's the only one that didn't get touched. Dalvin Cook came down to 10. Who else came down to 10? That boy in Green Bay came down to 10. He's like 11. He's 11, I think. Shout out to Smooth with the $5 super chat. Yeah, and shout out Thomas Spurman with the $500 stars, and Chris Steele, I see you too. But yeah, those are those top running backs. But it's like, yeah, if he do ball out, you just franchise tag him.
You just franchise tag him again, right? Because you'll be kind of like, now you stuck in the spot, whereas you don't want to pay the man 3 years based off of what he did for this season, because you could already be within the confines of the contract and don't have to circle back and be at this hard spot right now. Now, granted, I'm not trying to tell TP not to take the money. Take the money, of course. This is more money than he ever seen. And I hate talking about the money, because we want to talk about Super Bowls, we want to talk about playoff wins, but it forces us to talk about the money right now. Just like it forced us to talk about the money with Terrence Steele. We can't even talk about, hey, let's bring in a guard or a tackle now because you got the contract weighing over the heads of Terrence Steele. What you going to do with him? Is he still going to be a right tackle? Is he going to be your swing tackle? Is he going to be your guard now? You see, they leave it so that we can talk about the money, unfortunately.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I can look into my crystal ball and I can tell you this right now. Terrence Steele is going to get franchise tag next year. It makes sense. Like, why would you? It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Diggs is not gonna. I think Diggs is eventually gonna get a deal. Like, I would think it would be a huge disservice for him to play on that deal. You know what I'm saying? At max deal of $4 million, $2 million is guaranteed. Max of like 4.7. That's the most he can make. So it makes no sense for him to play on that deal next year. And Micah, you have a bunch of years on him. You mean obviously he can get signed next year if he wants to do what Zeke did and get signed after the 3 year. I would actually sign Micah next year too, to be honest with you, because I think you would get ahead of him being a $50 million player. But you know what I'm saying? People be mad, but if you wait till 2 years from now, Mike is going to be oh my God. He's going to be ridiculous amount of money. And then think about this, the amount of sacks that he's going to have with the 30, he had 14 last year, 11 in the year before. That's like 25 sacks in the first 2 years. No Dallas Cowboy player has done that before. So he's already smacked the Dallas Cowboy records. He's like NFL stuff now.
But you got the high card with him. You got the high card with him and Lamb. They were first round draft picks. You got rights to them for 5 years. So
if they allow you to.
If they allow you to, now they can threaten, say, hell, I'll hold out. I ain't playing. That's gonna, and it's so, man. These owners, man, kudos and credence to them, because what will happen is it would turn the fans on the player, not the owner, because the fans will be like, oh, that's selfish, man. You're supposed to be about the ring. You're supposed to be about the team. Now it seems and it appears that you're all only about the money. Why don't you just take the deal? That's $30 million that they got on the table, or 25 or what have you. Then they'll start counting the money. Oh, see, they's owners, man, they're a step ahead of everybody.
Yeah. And for just a clarification, let you guys know, Micah has 3 years on his deal this year. That's why we said next year.
Next season.
Next year, after the 3rd year, Micah Parsons can do the exact same thing that Zeke did and demand a new contract. Right. And to be honest with you, like, I know we don't like this, but I'm gonna tell you what the smart teams do. They pay.
Hurry up and get to it first, right?
All the other teams, you know what they're doing? Yeah. They can't wait till these players get to their 3rd year. Why? Yeah. Because I'm gonna pay you. Like, think about this. When Patrick Mahomes got paid, we were like, oh my God, $250 million. Bruh, there's been 50 baseball players from Dominican Republic that ain't got more than that. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, my kids ain't even playing football no more. Like, bro, they're making so much money in baseball, it's ridiculous. But but just to think about on football terms, Patrick Mahomes is like a $43-44 million quarterback now with Super Bowls. Like, just a couple years ago, everybody like, oh my God, but that's what happens. You got Herbert who ain't got paid. You got Lamar Jackson ain't got paid. You got a bunch of big names that ain't got paid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the same thing with Micah Parsons. Everybody got mad when I say this, but every team either has their version of a Micah Parsons or they're looking for their version of Micah
Parsons. Yeah. And to be fair, and to also the dude that had the rub down issues in Texas, Deshaun Watson, his contract is better. His contract technically is better than the guy Pat Mahomes. Although Pat Mahomes got $500 million, this dude got $230 million guaranteed, every penny. And then that was the new marker. And then your guy Kyler Murray said, all right, give me some of that too. They say, okay, we can't guarantee the 230, but dog it, we guaranteed north of $190 million. And I don't think did Kyler Murray ever won a playoff game.
You know what? I was actually about to do a trivia question, but you just gave the answer away, because I think Kyler Murray might be the first quarterback I've ever seen get a mega max deal with zero playoff wins. And you know what's crazy, man? It just lets, like, the Arizona Cardinal fans have a lower standard than the Dallas Cowboy fans. Congratulations, Cowboy fans. Right. Congratulations. Y'all, hey, I love y'all. I know we hear every now and then, You know what I'm saying? I didn't block a couple of y'all. Yeah, I didn't went and told Takashi 69 told me and tell people I blocked y'all. You stop doing it. It's weird. It's weird. But at the end of the day, we have a higher standard, bruh.
Yeah.
We have a higher standard because Arizona Cardinals was like, oh yeah, he's fast, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's athletic. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, give him 240. He'll be good some point. Bruh, if you don't knock it out. And the cool thing about this game is they gave him these contracts that are almost like, bro, if he don't play, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If Kyler Murray don't play well, they're screwed.
Yeah.
If the Denver Broncos, if Russell Wilson doesn't play well, they are screwed.
Yeah.
So much money involved. Think about this. Dak Prescott took a contract that was favorable for your team that everybody hated, ended up giving you $22 million, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. In the last 4 years, and shout out to my guy D Laws, shout out to the Laws. He cost more against the Cowboys than your quarterback, and his name is DeMarcus Lawrence, and as it relates to his cap hit, But of course, people look at the contract and say, okay, well, you paid Dak Prescott, he's a $40 million quarterback, but technically it's the cap hit that you would pay attention to. But it's one of those things, whereas the NFL in the offseason causes you to talk about the money, It makes you put your mind on the money.
And in this game of lights and cameras, the bigger the number, the bigger the story. So the cap hit is always smaller than the actual dollar. The dollar amount would be like $50 million. Oh my God, he's not a $50 million player.
Yeah.
The cap hit be like Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's not a $20 million receiver. He had a $6 million cap hit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I had Izzy McQuamu on the show yesterday.
Izzy, what'd he say, man?
Man, I wish I could play it, but I got to get better. But I asked him a question. I said, hey man, you had reps against Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Like, what are your thoughts between the two of them? And man, he said some things about CeeDee Lamb, about his aggressiveness and his savviness. But man, when he started talking about Amari Cooper, bro, it was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Like, he's like, man, every route he runs, it looks exactly the same, bro. Yeah. Every route, no matter what he's doing, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, man. I'm like,
man, I talked to Coach Bird, who trains most of the wide receivers on the off season. And that's what all wide receivers want. They want their releases. They want every release to look the same, whether they're going to run a 9 or a 7, bang 8, flag route, or just a shallow drag. You want it to look the same. And if you can get that to happen, and then you can have your jab step at the top of the route, it's freakishly. I knew what Amari Cooper brought to the table when Tyreek Hill said, man, his release game, I'm trying to get like Amari Cooper. And then also when we heard my guy CeeDee Lamb say, man, what do I need to work on as far as my release game? Now, him and Jerry Jeudy right now, I got some film on CeeDee Lamb working some release game and floating in between his routes. But sometimes that takes time for you to develop that. And if you're a DB and you play that side of the coin, a person that got that nuance at the top of their route and at the beginning of the route, it makes you want to roll coverage that way. So the only problem that I had with the Cowboys since Amari Cooper was here were the designs that were called, right? The stop route, the option route. Even though he could run them, I just think that the creativity wasn't there enough for him to eat or to have play leverage with so that others can eat and you can take advantages of that. I think that what we did, what was a very, 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 very disadvantage for the Cowboys, is allow Kellen Moore to go through those growing pains year 1, year 2, year 3, while you had a legitimate number 1 wide receiver there.
Yeah, man. And, Kellen Moore also made the fatal mistake of like putting it all, like at the end of the day, it's like, you got to make a play, right? And you don't know what the play is, you put it on the athlete. Like, bro,
right.
Listen, Dak, what up? Throw it to Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't listen, I'm coaching 6U and coaching these 8U kids. Like, listen to me. We got plays into the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what it is? Get it to him.
Give it to him. Yeah.
So dumb. You know what I'm saying? After we get the ball, we're going to come back that other way. You know what I'm saying? and
Yeah.
that's kind of like Kellen Moore. That's what he should have shielded himself with. Like, we shouldn't have known if Kellen Moore was a good or a bad offensive coordinator. Why? Because he had the athletes and he had the skill set and players around him because to make him look like whatever he needed to look like. He just didn't take advantage of that, man. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
didn't take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, so but I think it was a really good, a really good conversation we had with him. Another person that he brought up was, his the big homie, of the DB room, and that is a one Trevon Diggs. And we also talked about the new big homie, you know what I'm saying? The new
Kill it.
that boy Stephon Gilmore. And Izzy told us some things that I never knew, and that is, I was talking to Law, and you can go see this on my page too, the live interview I put up there yesterday with Izzy McQuamu, and he made this statement about Stephon Gilmore. He said that Stephon Gilmore was actually, he would send plays to Stephon Gilmore last year, from plays and things and games that he played in. And Stephon Gilmore last year, when he was a member of the Colts, would help break down film and things like that during the season and things like that. So imagine that, Law. Imagine finding out that Stephon Gilmore, a guy who's gonna wear a gold jacket, was already in the ear of these young cornerbacks. Remember, this is a guy that the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs was fighting over his jersey
Right.
hey, shout out to my boy John with the $5 super stack. They were fighting over his jersey, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the game. This guy is going to now be almost like a pseudo corner / pseudo coach in your backfield of your corners, man. What is your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, South Carolina, man, they becoming DBUs out here now, man. And they got another guy, Cam Smith, coming out of there. I wouldn't mind him having the silver and blue on with the star on the side of his helmet. So is he reaching out to Gilly and Gilly reaching back out to him and letting the other boys know where they should be at in alignments and assignments and what they can do to better themselves? Remarkable, man. When I did my morning show, about 6 hours ago, I said that sometimes the knowledge of wisdom of understanding of the game is transferable. When Emmitt Smith went to the Cards, he taught Larry Fitz on preparation and how to keep his body maintaining and being healthy. If you ever notice, Larry Fitz didn't have crazy injuries in his career. That was brought to you by Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith knew the terrain. So when you have an old broom like a Gilly that can get those corners, that can teach the youth, each one teach one, it brings a lot of good stuff to the table. So I think that Gilly will be that bridge for maybe Deron Bland, could be for Trayvon Diggs. It could be for the drafted guy that's going to be drafted this season. And this was a great pickup for us because of the knowledge that he brings to the table.
I like how he just spoke that into existence. He's going to be a great coach.
And remember
that the new guy bring in, because the Cowboys will be drafting a corner in those first couple of rounds. So that guy that they bring in, he's then going to be under Gilly.
Verse 48.
You feel me? Hey, you better not commit a crime around law. Investigation, you know what I'm saying? The nation, you know what I'm saying? For real. But hey, you know what? I love it. I'm gonna tell you though, I love it. I absolutely love it because listen, in the NFL, man, these is grown men. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
ain't kids, so ain't a lot of like, oh, we're gonna stay after practice and we're gonna work in some rest. Nah, bruh. When it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go back to their rooms and it's over. So you need those in the moments. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. Dan Quinn is a coach during the game. Coaches in the goddamn eye in the sky. He's in the booth. He's not actually on the sidelines with these guys. They're in headphones or on that phone, right? So now you have a coach on the sideline. You have that safety blanket. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I like this because the Cowboys are finally doing the mentor program. The mentor program is basically when you take a young receiver or a young little guy from Marshall College and you throw him under this soon-to-be Hall of Famer named Chris Carter. And then guess what? They both end up being really good. Hall of Famers to be exact. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentor program. Taking a really young guy, sticking him up under someone that's already doing his thing. And that's what you're going to be able to do with this new corner that's going to, because think about this, Stephon Gilmore, he's a good Band-Aid, but
Right.
realistically, his jerseys are going to be good for 2 years.
Ooh, yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, yes. A lot of people can get those Gilly jerseys though, those 21. But here's what I'm reading.
Want to do something, baby.
21. Yes, indeed. I see a lot of people saying, what about Anthony Brown? Here's the thoughts of Anthony Brown. A real good zone cover corner. But here's the issues, and man, he just kind of got lost a little bit. And there's levels that he played at in his career that Gilly played at in his career. So it don't matter how much Anthony Brown. Look, Anthony Brown can tell you everything that's right, but would you listen to him juxtaposed to Gilly? Just like you have a son, he can be 1,000% right, and then you still like, man, yeah, but I'm pops, you know what I'm saying? Do what I say, because his resources and his resume is not as deep as yours. And that's why Anthony Brown, I hope he have a speedy recovery. Maybe they will bring him back after the draft or what have you. But 31 other teams are looking at him right now. So it's a lost call. I think the Cowboys just going to look into the draft and just leave Anthony Brown where he's at right now.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead at him, though.
I mean, you have 3 corners right now. You have 3.
True.
So
True.
Theoretically, you are looking for a 4th corner. I think right now, Anthony Brown was a starting corner. So even if you were to sign him, you're going to be signing him to be Stephon Gilmore's backup. That's what I would assume.
Cap body. Yeah, that too.
So,
yeah.
I mean, if Stephon Gilmore was here, I'd be like, yeah, sign him. Why not? But with him not being here, I mean, with him being here, I think that that 4th corner needs to be those reps, since they are going to be limited. They need to be used for a guy who is trying to figure out establish himself in the league. Anthony Brown, we've already paid. We already know what he is. You already know your ceiling with Anthony Brown. You need to use that 4th corner spot to you. Like to be honest with you, that 4th corner should be. I mean, I know we're going to draft a guy, but like a guy like Izzy McQuamu should be right now your 4th corner. Like the guy that
you talked to him. I know he said he wanted to play DB or cornerback.
Yeah,
they still gonna have him at safety.
Well, he said he prefers to play corner, and that's what he wants to play. He wants to play corner.
Man,
a number one thing that Izzy also made it clear too is that he'll play wherever you want to play. You put him
yeah. You got to say that. Got to say that.
Yeah, but he was very adamant about the fact that he wants to play corner. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they listen to me, and I told him yesterday on the show, I was like, bro, you got a twin, man. He was like, what you mean I got a twin? I was like, bro, you ever, there's this dude that looked just like you. And he's like, what? I was like, bro, he wears number 27, bro. When you guys were on the field together, he's like, oh my God, bro. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah. He's like, you and J-Ron Curse, bro. Like, you guys are built identical. Like, you guys almost like the same dude. Like, his chest is a little bit bigger. And, J-Ron plays safety. So I think I think that's one of the things that makes the Dallas Cowboys want to kind of put him in that position, because J-Ron is playing so well, and he's getting older, and he's getting toward the end of, not of his career, but he's definitely getting the end of this contract. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Cowboys are very desperately, with this Dan Quinn defense, looking for someone who can replace a guy like who can play that J-Ron Curse role. And Izzy, I think, fits that mold, but he wants to play corner. And right now, he should be your 4th corner, because I definitely believe, I like Nahshon Wright, but I think Izzy's better than Nahshon Wright. And
I think the thing is with Nahshon, he's my guy, but he got a little stiff hips, and at the top of the route, he get kind of a little jarred and discombobulated and things like that. I like Nahshon better at press, right? So I think that Izzy, you can put him at press. He's fluid. He can put him at press. He's a real 4-3-4-4 guy. You can put him at press. He can play off, and he got that more range. That's why they played him at South Carolina at cornerback and at free, because of his ability and because of his range, and what he needed to improve on was his physicality. And no one can say that Izzy wasn't physical last season, because he stepped that up How many pounds did he say he put on? 5, maybe 10?
Yeah, between he wouldn't say exactly, but he was like he definitely put on some more weight though.
Yeah, yeah. So that all helped him out, man, and it was transferable to the game. That's why when we saw in the preseason game, he popped, he jumped out, man. I was like, hey, that's my number right there, 24. You know, I like 24. You know what I'm saying? Kelvin Joseph need to get that number back, man. That 24 making some moves, man.
Hey, real. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I think his best game, not even his best game, not think his best game by far was that Tampa Bay game. And he said that 2 days before the game that Jaron Curse called him and basically told him that he was gonna be starting and they were gonna be putting him on Chris Godwin for that game. And the crazy thing about it is he didn't even play the game. He had 0 snaps the game before that. You know what I'm saying? And in that playoff game, he said, you know, that was kind of like what they saw on film, that he would be a good matchup versus Chris Godwin. And I'm thinking, like, God dang, this mother effer Dan Quinn was in his bag, man. Like, you look at him on film and be like, yeah, looking at Godwin and being like, oh yeah, I got something for you.
I got something for you.
And it worked though.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like, if you go listen to me, if you go look at that game, and after, like, because I was breaking down film on Izzy, and I had to look at that game because that was the game he had the most snaps, and I'm like, bro, he literally took Godwin out the game, and the middle was just it was vacant, man. And it was like, man, like,
and the only way you can do that, man, is when you got somebody that's 6'3.5", 6'4" with that type of speed. I mean, that is like Quinn wants basketball players out there on the field. And I got that from Foots the King statement out there of saying that he really wants basketball players out there. And that's why in the draft come around, if the Cowboys fool around and draft, let's say, let me go off the top of my home. If they fool around and draft a J.L. Skinner, right? He's like a clone of Curse. He's like a clone a little bit of what Izzy can do. And then I wouldn't see any issue of moving Izzy back at corner, right? You got another guy, look up his tape, Trey Dean III. He's another clone of Izzy. He's another clone of J-Rock, but with more range and more ability. So those boys that's tall, rangy, lengthy, they like those basketball players. And shout out to my school, one of my schools, because, you know, I like Mississippi guys. They got a guy named A.J. Finley out there for Ole Miss. You know, he's another 6'3", 6'4" guy. So they love to have those tall, rangy type of safeties out there on the field. And we'll see, though. I would love to see Izzy get a chance, just a chance and an opportunity to get some reps at cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how the Cowboys draft, I mean, that might be, even if you do draft a guy, I mean, if you draft a guy, you still got 4 years on him. I mean, there's no, you know, you just got to get him some reps. You know, Deron Bland was just a guy that, you know, there was, I think, Deron Bland got an opportunity because there was a delta in talent at that second, so at that slot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when there's a delta, meaning there's a gap, you know what I'm saying? You know, you have an opportunity to shine. You know what I'm saying? The cool thing about our cornerback room is, man, we got 3 dogs, bro.
We do.
Like, we got 3 dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got like anybody that you got to think, anybody that you, if an NFL game is 70 snaps, bro, with the 3 corners that we have right now, between Diggs, Bland, and Gilmore, you're gonna play 10 snaps a game.
You will.
Because think about this: how often is my 4th corner on the field? And I'm not taking either one of those guys on the field so that I can get development for a rookie. I'm not doing that.
No. Sure, right. And then what year this is for Kelvin Joseph? Is 3rd or 4th?
Oh my God, come on, Lord.
What year is this for him?
3.
His 3rd year. If you, how that song go? If you don't know me by now, then you'll never know. You know,
he cost us 14. Not 14 to be exact. He cost us 12 points.
Yeah,
in the game we lost.
Yeah.
No, he's a safety.
Kelvin Joseph, you want to switch him over to safety?
Yes,
play him in the middle field.
I believe he plays the J. I think he can actually play the J-Ron Curse role.
No, not J-Rock role, but he can play on the roof. Donovan Wilson somewhere up top on the roof somewhere.
Yeah, but not. I don't think he can play at his level. But I'm saying,
okay, good.
The role. I'm saying I can think he can do the role because if you go look at Kelvin Joseph, Kelvin Joseph's best attribute is what? Coming downfield and making tackles. Kelvin Joseph, low key, halfway through the season, was damn near was a Pro Bowler on special teams. Like he made some big plays. He made a big play in the damn
right. Even forced a fumble. Yeah. Playoff game on special teams.
Well, you're coming downhill doing that. That is the best simulation of that is a what? Safety.
That's a give him no responsibility to be on an island by himself. I see that he do have the range. I think I was talking to somebody, I forgot, it could have been Boss Cowboy, and we were saying who's the most athletic DB you got, and it's Kelvin.
And think about this: you got to play a team. You got Dallas Goedert, or you got AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put Kelvin Joseph. Who are you going to feel most comfortable putting him on? Tight end every day, bro. I honestly think if you put Kelvin Joseph on a tight end, bro, he's not ready for Marvin Jones Jr. Like that boy's nice, bro. Y'all don't know who Marvin Jones Jr. is, but he's nice.
Yeah. Jacksonville kind of.
He's nice, bro. He's one of them receivers that had a really good career that you've never heard of, but he's nice. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't ready for him. Marvin took that to church.
So here's my thoughts, and this is what we both said, because I think people are thinking that we're advocating for Kelvin Joseph. No, what we're saying is that we need to figure out a way. He was a second-round draft pick, and he don't have more than probably in one game, he don't have more than 10 snaps, right? So you need to figure every preseason game. We got 3 of them. I need to see one out there. And on top of that, we need to snatch that number off of them, man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be wearing one out there looking sus, dog.
Deion Sanders said, man, dudes out here playing with number 1 and they making no plays. I said, ooh.
It should be a rule. If you sitting on the bench, you can't wear 1. You can't even look at the 1. You know?
I'm a 47.
47, yeah.
47. Well, yeah, man. And listen, this is, you know what he's advocating for Kelvin Joseph. You know what I am?
What'd you say?
I'm a parent. And I want to get the most out of little KJ before they send him on down his way. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If KJ don't make it in the Dallas Cowboys, man, I ain't trying to say it, but it's back to the block. You know what I'm saying? Because the film on my boy, it's not good, man. It's not good. And I'm going to tell you on top of that, I'm not mentioning up the off field because they're allegedly, but when you go to another team, they're going to bring it up. They're going to bring it up. So the only way you don't bring it up is you got to have good film, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Deshaun Watson, they're going to hate you until what? Until you win some games. As soon as you win some games, they're not even going to remember it. You know what I'm saying? You start winning games. So that's what I'm saying right now. The Cowboys, if you're looking at a 53-man roster, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a corner. Whatever corner you draft in this draft will for sure be better than Kelvin Joseph. So then my question is this. If I'm re-signing CJ Goodwin to be my primary special teams guy, Kelvin, what are you doing, bro? I'm trying to keep you on the team, bro, but you got to work with me.
If Kelvin is smart, notice we didn't call him by his other name because he haven't earned it yet. You know what I'm saying? He haven't earned it. And shout out to his friends and family. I know y'all watch the show. You know what I'm saying? We want all players to make the team, but you got to make the team. You know, not giving on the team. You got to make it. And one thing that I know for sure, there's 3 phases of football. You know what I'm saying? And you got to learn how to earn your favors too. So your favors and the flavor of favors that he will have will be Johnny Bones. Because Johnny Bones going to like the fact that him and CJ and KJ be the first ones down there. Both of those guys are 4-3 guys. And one can argue that KJ is a 4-2 guy. They be down there. So if it's an advocate for Kelvin Joseph, I guarantee you it's Johnny Bones.
Facts. And shout out to Selena. I see you watching. Appreciate you. Man, hey, you know, this is my thing, man. I believe that the children are the future. Let them lead and let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Listen to me, man. KJ that had a rough upbringing. It's just he been in the slums, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Big Mama a house, man. Listen to me. He ain't gonna get Big Mama a house playing corner. No. Go to safety. If KJ, if you smart, you go. You need to do that. You need to be on your on your Izzy tip. Izzy said, "Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you why Izzy became a corner." He said
Yeah.
he went to practice at South Carolina, right? And
Mm-hmm.
as he was at practice, he was looking, and he was like, "Oh, that's South Carolina, the school, the high school, Barley. He went to high school before that." He said he went out there, and he said he went to another high school. He was dogging at the other high school, right? He said then
Mm-hmm.
he went to the new high school, and he was there. He was like, "Man." He's like, I'm just keep it real with you, man. I looked over there at that wide receiver room because he played wide receiver at the time. He's like, man, they had some dogs over there.
Dogs, yeah.
He's like, man, but I want to just get on the field. He said, so man, I literally walked over to the DB coach and was like, man, I want to play DB. He was like, I already knew I was faster than them dudes. He was like, man, I want to play some DB. And here I am now in the NFL. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like Kelvin, bro, you might want to hit up that Izzy rule and at least because right now my biggest thing with Kelvin Joseph is I don't want to waste a second round pick because you guys got to think Diggs was a second round pick. So
Right.
the sky is the freaking limit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
sky is the limit. Sam Williams is a second round pick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got some dudes that's about to be them hymns. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That
And to be fair, sometimes players don't show up. We had a guy by the name Shavarius Wards, right? He was really good, but we couldn't make our team. Went somewhere else, flourished. We had a guy by the name of Cheeto Woozier. He was pretty good. Had to go to Cincinnati, flourished. So sometimes a change of scenery can be there for you, and all of the spotlight be gone. But one thing I'm gonna say, this is my last topic on KJ or Kelvin Joseph. Uh, that music ain't it, dog. I promise you, man. I've been trying. I really love my Cowboys, man, but it ain't really sticking like that, man. I ain't trying to hate the man music, but the music it'll be one thing if the music was cold a little bit, but I can't even know what one song that really got to stick to my mind, man. It ain't it, dog. Somebody need if you got real friends in that locker room, somebody should tell them like, hey, dog, hey man, that ain't it, dog. That ain't it, man.
Yeah, man. And I said this about, listen to me. If you want to be an NFL rapper, you can be an NFL rapper, but you just got to be like Drake, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't be NBA Youngboy because a lot of that stuff that he be saying in his raps is gonna get your ass suspended. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm looking at Kelvin Joseph and he's like, I was in the trap and I was in the trap house, and I'm thinking, if you was an American, if you was a McDonald's All-American, that means you got to have some degree of good attendance because you was on the football team.
Yeah.
How the hell was you on the trap that much? Like it just don't add up. And
it just ain't it, man.
And then I'm gonna tell you what happens with these guys, right? Since they know in their head that some of the stuff that they're not rapping doesn't match up or add up, you know what they try to do? They try to compensate for it right now.
Yeah.
But you're not. That's not you no more, bro. You're a Dallas Cowboy now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he's changed. I absolutely believe he's changed. But the only issue is the only way you're going to change people's appearance of you is by playing and playing well. That's it.
Yeah. And let me just put a little bow tie on it, man. Like Cole Beasley. At first, I was like, man, that boy, he's just trying to say he can rap. Let me listen to it. And then you started, and then you started doing like, hey,
better he plays.
Bars, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't do that to a music song, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like first y'all like, that dude ain't rapping. Who he think he is? But then you be like, that's the type of stuff that I like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, what song? It's been 3 years? We haven't said, man, those some bars, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
He said it's been 3 years. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, the better he played, the better his music sound. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, well, I hope, man. I hope.
Hey, but let me tell you,
what it is.
I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Right-handed God. I'm gonna tell you the best rapper on the team right now is that boy Quinn Bohannon. I was in the truck. I was in the truck with that boy T Bash, and T Bash let me hear a song. It was T Bash. It was Quinn Bohannon, and it was Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, nice too.
Oh yeah. Fowler got some bars too.
He got some, but Quinn Bohannon, daddy, from what I hear, was an actual rapper. Like he was actually a rapper back in the day. So that's where he get it from. You know what I'm saying?
Black, I believe. Yeah.
So he actually sound like it. But one thing I like about them dudes is and I even said, I was like, man, you gonna put this out? And he was like, nah, man, we just release music we put the music for us, but there's a difference between guys that are trying to like actually push their music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, unfortunately, you should be able to do whatever you want to do in America.
Yeah.
But
It's just
you
free
don't
country,
actually live in that America though. So you can't
Yeah.
actually do whatever you want to do. Like you
Yeah.
can play baseball, Michael Jordan, but you got to be Michael Jordan though. Can't
Yeah.
nobody else just do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
the same thing with all these other athletes and things. You know what I'm saying? Cowboy fans they'll compensate for you if you playing well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
very moment that you don't play well, the very thing that they compensate for, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna
Yeah.
use it. They're gonna use it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He gave
Yeah.
up that touchdown because he was in a mixtape. No, he gave up that touchdown because he had bad leverage.
Right. It had nothing to do with no mixtape, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, KJ, man, if you're passionate about it, man, you already know if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, work day and night for it. So hey, man, continue to work on your bars, man. Just stay out of bars, man, and continue to do your thing.
Yes,
Bars.
sir. And hey, man, listen to me. We've been on here for an hour, so we about to get up out of here. But listen to me. We about to be getting closer and closer to the draft. Closer and closer to the draft. I know this show is typically around like around information that's going on the Cowboys. But listen, starting next Tuesday, shoot, man, we about to be because listen, Law drop a lot of draft content. And starting next week, we about to start the cheat code. We ain't gonna go through everybody and their mama, including the Law, but we definitely about to start hitting the highs and the lows on players that you need to know going into this draft. And it's gonna be brought to you by Law Nation. And I'm gonna ask all the good questions that y'all need to know and need not to answer. You feel me?
Yes, indeed, man. Oh man, they draft season, everyone undefeated, everyone right on their pick. You know what I'm saying? And then when that doggone pads come on and the helmet come on, then that separates the truth. But I love draft season, man. Draft content is the best, man, time around because everyone got their love and adulations for a player, and no one's wrong, everybody's right until the Sunday night come on. You know what I'm saying? Football time.
Until you give up 2 touchdowns.
Give up 2 touchdowns. Yes, indeed, man. That's how it goes, man.
But hey, man, it's been great, man. Listen, you guys got the final word coming on a little bit, right?
Yeah, we got one coming on at the top of the hour, man. I don't even know what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to go over some good stuff regardless, man. Whatever news that's hitting around, we're going to touch on it.
Hey, man, I heard that, man. Listen to me. No matter what, make sure you guys support the content. The draft is coming up. You guys already know. Ain't nobody going to cover it like us, man. The independents, man. So make sure you guys support no matter where they are. Make sure y'all tune in for the final word later on. And I should be going live later on. Wait, nope. I got practice with my kids. So, yeah, make sure y'all go watch the final word because this will probably be my last live of the day. But I will give you guys some type of standard content. But I appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And you guys already know. Unless you're an Eagles fan, we don't love you. For real. My mama, we don't love you. For real.
No. We did. I love what they did in the Super Bowl. I loved every bit of it. The build up for the letdown. So shout out to the Eagles, man. I love what y'all did in that Super Bowl.
So thankful. So thankful. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Hey, man, and we also appreciate y'all Eagles fans for hating in the content because when y'all hate on the content, you know what it does? It just grow it. We appreciate y'all. Even the dirty water will feed the plants. You feel me? Hey, man, I just made that up right now. That's fine.
Bars. Send that over to the young man over there, man. Trying to get them. That's some bars, man.
Hey, man, we love y'all. We out of here. You never look.